Hey everyone, this is Brian, Topps Vintage 11762, and today I thought I'd show a few cards out of my 73 football collection. It's one that I've almost got a complete set on, collected as I was growing up as a kid back in the early 70s. This first one, O.J. Simpson card, running back for the Bills. This next one is defensive tackle Allan Page. He was voted into the Hall of Fame in 1988. Got the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2018. And he was born in Canton, Ohio, of all places, a great place. He attended my favorite college university, University of Notre Dame, and played on their 1966 championship team. But he played alongside of some great defensive players, Carl Eller, Jim Marshall, and back when they had the legendary Purple People Eaters defensive front, protecting and doing a lot of damage on the defense. They had some quite a good defense back then to go with their offensive powerhouse of Fran Tarkington and them. This next card is Jim Plunkett, and quarterback for the Patriots, and he went to Stanford University, and he came out of college there and was drafted by the Patriots. He also won 2 Super Bowl championships with them, and was quite a good player, actually. Good quarterback. Drafted straight out of the first round, first overall pick by the Patriots. He went on to play with them from 71 to 75. And then he played with the Raiders from 79 to 86. And then played for the 49ers from 76 to 77. And he also won the Comeback Player of the Year in 1980. The next player here is John Riggins with the big hair. Riggo, as they used to call him. Started out playing with the Jets and played with them from 71 through 75, and then had some great years with the Redskins. Won Super Bowl with them. He played with them from 76 to 85. He was a 6th overall pick. But he's also inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1992, and he also won a Comeback Player of the Year award back in 1978. This next guy here is Johnny Unitas, and this is right when he got traded to the Chargers from the Colts. And he didn't have a real good start to his career. He basically, the first pass he threw, and coming in for relief as a quarterback, he threw as an interception that got returned for a touchdown. But as we know, his career turned around quickly after that. He also was drafted by the Steelers, but the Steelers ended up cutting him, and that's when he had the hard times, as a quarterback. But he eventually landed with the Colts, and he ended up playing. Before then, he played for a local semi-pro team, but he did end up landing with the Colts, and pretty much the rest is history after that. He became one of the most prolific quarterbacks ever to play the game. And as we know, he's one of the reared guys. He was a Hall of Famer as well. But I think in this picture it shows his Colts uniform. I'm not sure, but it's his San Diego Chargers picture. Because like I said, he got traded during the right after the 72 season to the Chargers. Next player here is another quarterback from the Chiefs who had a long career, Lenny Dawson. And he was also a Hall of Fame quarterback. He played with the Chiefs. He was their career leader in passing yards of 28,000 yards. He won 3 AFL championships, and in 1962 he won one as the team was called the Dallas Texans. The Chiefs defeated the Minnesota Vikings in Super Bowl IV, and he was also named the MVP in that Super Bowl. He went on to work for do color commentating for the Chiefs anchor games, anchoring their games, and he was elected into the he was elected into the Football Hall of Fame in 1987. Next player here is Nick BonoConnie with the Miami Dolphins, and he was a revered linebacker, middle linebacker I should say. He played on those championship teams that were undefeated in 72 and 7. And he played with the Patriots as well, but he was the most valuable player in 69, 70, and 73. And unfortunately, he suffered later in life with basically what a lot of the older players suffer with, which was a neurodegenerative disease. They call it CTE now. And he passed away in 2019. But it was a good career that he had with the Dolphins. This next guy up is George Blanda, and George was probably one of the longevity in his career was pretty amazing. He started out as a quarterback, but then later established himself as a kicker for the Raiders, and he played for 26 seasons. He holds the record for the most seasons. Most games played, 340, which was broken in 2004, but up to that time he had played in 340 games. He had the most points scored of 2002, and that was broken in the year 2000. But he had the most field goals, 335 of 633 attempted, but that was broken in 1983. But again, he had a long career, came out of the University of Kentucky, and started with the Bears, but then eventually joined the Oilers and ended up with the Raiders, whom he had a long career with. These last two players I have here are from the Steelers. The first one is Jack Ham, linebacker, and he was well known for ferocity. He came out of Penn State, drafted in the second round, 34th overall, drafted in 1971. So this would be his rookie card basically. But he played in all four of their Super Bowls that they won. He was elected to the Pro Bowl in 73 through 79, and again in 1980, and then elected into the Hall of Fame in 1988. And he had a long career with the Steelers, and again, part of those defenses back in those days, like I said earlier, with the Purple People Eaters and Allan Page, this team had the Steel Curtain, and he played alongside guys like Mean Joe Green and L.C. Greenwood and whatnot. And this last guy here, which you guys will recognize, is Terry Bradshaw, the Steeler quarterback. And I don't know if he's more famous now for all his color commentary or not, or some of the movies he's been in, but he was instrumental in those 4 Super Bowls that they won back in the 70s. An interesting fact about him was that he was also set the national record in his high school for javelin throwing, and maybe that had something to do with the way he threw the football later in life, but might have helped in that, but not sure if too many folks knew that about him. But anyways, those are some of my 73. I got more that I'll show later. I just didn't want to make this video too long. And again, stay safe out there, folks. Shelter in place, and we'll get through this. And as I always say, collect like you're a kid. Thanks for watching.